Welcome to Audrey's reading area on this Inspirational Friday. Inspirational Friday. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, click like and share. Don't forget, go to YouTube, look for Audrey's reading area. Bam. And smash that subscribe button for me. Boop. Smash it. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanaa, David the Third, Kaden. Miss and love you guys so much. So, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 8:06 p.m.
And what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 8 o'clock p.m.
Live at 8. Do it together. Live. Live at 8, you guys. All right. Inspirational Friday. I have a beautiful story I'm going to read to you. I didn't read the whole thing. From what I read, what I did read is a little bit about love. So let's jump right into it. It's taken from the Communique magazine. Communique. It says, deeper spiritual life through community. How small group grows closer to God through Bible study. Page 12. But I'm not doing page 12. This is from January of 2022. So, the story I'll be reading is Peachy's Faithful Family. And I put my little birdie up here because it kind of looks like these, right? A little bit, just a little bit. So I'm going to just jump right into it and read. Hope you guys, I know you're on summer vacation now. Hope you guys pick up a book and read on your own. Just trying to encourage it. Peachy's Faithful Family. Okay, Peachy's Faithful Family. Do lovebirds really love each other? Well, a lot depends on your definition of love. How do you guys define love? Those were my words. How do you define love? What is love? Hold that thought. Okay. If a person were to give up his or her freedom or even their life for loved ones, we probably would think this is the greatest act of love. Yet, when animals do this, many think that it is just instinct. Please let me relay a little experience that might give you a little insight as to how birds help me understand much more about my own instincts. So listen up. Some years ago, I bought a pair of peach-faced lovebirds. I'm going to guess it's these birds right here. I'm going to guess. Oh, like my little birdie friend right here. They are beautiful. Little parrot-like birds that screech and chatter all day long. They appear to be kissing and rubbing heads all the time. This, I reckon, was the way these birds got their name, lovebirds. Well, sometime later, I noticed the male bird tearing up little strips of paper and tucking them under his rump feathers and returning them to the female in the nest box, then returning for more. This was a sure sign of nesting activity. Not long after, there appeared 3 little ugly bald-headed babies in the nest of papers. They appeared in the nest of papers that they had built. That nest of papers. Within a few weeks, they were out on the porch with Mom and Dad. It wasn't long before I couldn't tell any of them apart except for one. He had a darker orange beak, so we called him Peachy. Peachy's Faithful Family. Called him Peachy. Late in the evening, we would let them out to fly around the screened-in porch. As the sun went down, they would return to their cage and snuggled up against each other, rubbing heads and kissing and making little sounds as if telling each other good night. As often is the case in the human family, there seems to be one child more curious than the others. So it was Peachy. He learned to pick up the sliding cage door and let it drop time after time until he could really throw that door up high. It's almost like that bird was lifting weights, right? OMG. We all laughed. Then one day the door stuck open and sure enough, all escaped to fly around the porch. That night, after they all settled in, we shut the door and used a clothespin to secure it. One sunny afternoon, I took the birds outside and hung their cage from a branch beneath a big shade tree. Not long after, I heard their chattering sounds, louder than usual and coming from all directions. I ran outside to see what all the fuss was about. Only one bird was left in the cage, Peachy, and the rest were flying free, as you please, from treetop to treetop. I realized what had happened. Peachy had learned to pop off the clothespin and lift the door. He must have held the door open while the others made their getaway, because the door was still shut and the clothespin was on the ground. I expected the other birds to leave, but not so. They stayed in the trees above Peachy all afternoon until late in the evening. That is when I snuck out and placed an empty cage with the door open next to Peachy's cage. Sure enough, his lonesome calls lured them back. As night closed in, they all settled into the empty cage. After dark, the door was closed. Now that they were safe back on the porch, I made plans for a new Peachy-proof cage door. Wow. The birds that had escaped could have just taken off to yonder hills, but the sound of their loved one kept them close. I have seen the same show of bonding with cardinals, blue jays, and doves. Once I saw a beautiful male cardinal get killed while trying to encourage his wounded mate to get out of the road. Maybe this was instinct, but don't we as humans exhibit the same instinct by protecting our family members? What is the difference between our love and bird or animal instinct? Our Savior could have just left us and gone back to heaven after the way people treated him, and he would have had a very good excuse. But no, he stayed and died for you and me so that someday we all can leave as a family. Nice story. Friends, that was love. It's signed Uncle Burney. That's all it is. It's just signed Uncle Burney. So Uncle Burney wrote this. Now, I found that story to be really quite interesting. So, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. I did. Like I said, I only looked at the top real quick and saw it was a little bit about love. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to love your family. Yes, we are family. Hey, 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 y'all. Thanks for being here. Thank you to all who enter into Audrey's reading area and listen to me read fun and exciting books to you and stories like this. Yes, Peachy's faithful family. They were so faithful to him that they didn't leave. They flew around. They weren't in a cage. They flew around. They heard his cries. They wouldn't leave him. Came back to him. Look at that. That's how family is supposed to be, right? Family. Yes. Once again, thanks for being here at Audrey's Reading Area. Don't forget, click like and share. Don't forget, go to YouTube. Look for Audrey's Reading Area. Bam! And smash that subscribe button for me. You can even punch it. Or just click. I'm just saying. All right, all right, all right. Have a wonderful weekend. Inspirational Friday. And I will see you again on Monday, live. Live, live at 8. See you then. Audrey's Reading Area.